Welcome to Falcon Computer Academy. I am Keval Vijay and today I am going to teach you about 50 formulas in MS Excel. These formulas range from beginner to advanced level, and I am starting right from zero so that in a single video I can teach you all those formulas that a computer operator, a data entry operator, a computer operator, or anyone running a business will frequently and often need. So after learning these formulas, you will be able to do your work in a much easier way, and I hope that this single video will be enough for you. You won't even need to watch another video. So before starting the lecture, as always, I would like to say that if you are able to learn something new from today's video, don't forget to like this video because your one like can help this video reach many more people. So let's begin today's lecture. The very first formula we will learn is sum, as I have written here at number 1. How do you use the sum formula for addition? Whenever you apply any function in Excel, you must first write equals to. That is, you have to put this equal sign. After that, you write the function here. So we are going to learn about sum now. Here, we write sum, and as soon as we type sum here, you can see that it gets highlighted in blue below. If you want to add this sum here, just use the tab key and the formula will be added here. After that, you need to provide the cell address. For example, here we are giving the cell address for the column we have. So in one column, in which cell and in which row your value is starting from where you want to begin the sum, that is A2. Now see, in column 1 you have the amount, but the value is written in A2. So here we will type A2 from the keyboard. After that you will press Shift and colon. Shift and colon will give you the two dots which are called a colon, and then up to where do you want to sum. Which column is the second value in? Is it in A, B or C? You need to check that. Here, the second value is also in column A. You have to type A in the formula and then the cell where it ends up to where you want to sum. So which is the last cell we have? It's A5. So you have to type 5 here, close the bracket, and then as soon as you press enter, see the sum has been calculated here. So you can apply the sum formula like this. And the second formula we are going to learn is subtraction. Here we want to manage, for example, we have a total of 3,500. And then we have given an advance of 1500. So how much balance will be left? For this, we need to use the subtraction formula. You have to write equals to, then go to your total, identify which cell the total is in. Here the total is in column A. To manage this in Excel, you need to press the minus sign from the numeric keypad and then type B2 because we want to subtract 1500 from 3500. First, you need to target the larger value and then subtract it from the smaller value, meaning B2. And when you press enter, you can see the answer appears. After that, the third formula we are going to apply is multiplication. Here, look, we have formula number 3. In this, we have purchased different items. For example, we have purchased a mouse and the price of one mouse is 350 rupees. So, what will be the price of 4 mice? Here we write this as equal to. After writing this equal to, when we want to give the price along with the quantity C, the price is coming in column C. So look here, column C is here and its cell is 2, meaning we have to multiply C2 with B2 because B2 contains the quantity. So we take B2 here, but before that we need to use the asterisk sign. You have to use the multiplication sign, type it, then B2, and after that, as soon as you press enter, the answer will appear, which is 1400. Now, at number 4, the formula we are going to learn is division. Suppose we want to divide 90 by 5 here. So what do you have to do? Write this equal to sign, then look at the column here. Which column do we have? Column A. Which cell do we have? So here we will type A2 and now we are going to divide it. We will use the slash sign here. With whom are we going to do it? A with a 3. Inside a 2, 90 is written, and inside a 3, we have 5 written here. And as soon as we type A3 here and press enter, the answer will appear. The formula we are going to study at number 5 is minimum to find the smallest value. Sometimes we have data written in hundreds or even thousands and we need to find the minimum value among them. For that, this formula is very useful. Here you have to write equals to, then type min for minimum, and after that open the bracket. Then you need to specify the range from which cell to which cell you want to search for the minimum value. For example, from A2 onwards we want to use shift colon here, up to 7 because there is a job in 8. So up to 7 we have values here in which we want to search for the minimum value. As you can see, the minimum value here is 5. So we type A7 And this is the range in which we want to search for the smallest value. As soon as we press enter, you can see that the minimum value we get is 5. Next, at number 6, the formula we are going to study is maximum, to find the largest value. Which is the largest value here? As you can see, it is 500. To search for it, we write equals to, then type max, and with shift, start the bracket. Then type A2 and shift colon, and the last cell in this range is a 7. So between A2 and A7, we want to find the largest value. Close the bracket and press enter, and the result is 500. After that, we will talk about count. If we want to count the number of cells, suppose from A2 to a 7, and in between I have left some cells empty. Suppose these are 700 people. We have, and here we want to count how many values are written in the cells within this range. How many cells contain values? We want to count that. So for that, what we need to do is type equals, then type count. After that, if you see this formula showing below, just use the tab key on your keyboard and the formula will be added. Now after that, you need to give it a range. Here we are going to give the range as A1, then shift colon and then 7 and close the bracket. After that, as soon as you press enter, the computer will tell you that in this range there are only 3 cells that have values written in them, that is numbers are written. This is how you can find out. Count blank, that is the formula used in number 8 here, is count blank, where we have to count the empty cells. I have deleted some cells here and now I am going to count how many empty cells there are. Even if you have data for 5, 7, 8,000, 100,000 or even a million people, you can count the empty cells within it. So here you will write equals to, then you have to write count blank. Remember, whenever you write count blank, do not use any spaces. The formula is written without spaces. Then with shift, you have to open the bracket and after that you will type the column address. For example, I wrote A2, shift colon 7 and bracket close. As soon as you press enter, you will see that there are only 2 cells here that are empty. After that, the formula at number 9 is today, which we use to find out the date. For example, if you want to know the computer's date, like today's date is November 5th, 2021, and you want to insert today's date here, just the date, then you have to write equals to, then today, open bracket and close bracket. After that, as soon as you press enter, you will see that today's date will be inserted here. One advantage of inserting the date in this way is that, for example, if I open this sheet tomorrow, the date here will automatically update. Instead of 5, the date here will be 6. Next, at number 10, the formula we are going to learn is for the current date and time. If you want to insert both the date and the time, you need to use this formula. So here we type equals to, then write now, then open bracket, close bracket, and press enter. You will see that the date appears here along with the current time. Below, you can see on the time bar that it is 11:15, and today's date is shown here as well. And at number 11, the formula we are going to learn is average, if we want to find the average. Now, as you can see here, we have the days and then the earnings per day. After that, we have the total earnings here. We have summed it up to 4,620 rupees. Now we want to find out the average per day. That is, if the earnings for 1 week for 7 days is 4,620 rupees, then what will be the earnings per day? So for that, what do we have to do? Here we write a formula, equals to, and then we type average. Now see, as soon as I typed average, the formula is shown below in blue color. You have to use the tab key and the formula will be added there. After that, you need to specify the range for which you want to calculate the average, that is, which column it is. For example, here we type B2, then use a colon, and we want to go up to B7 because up to row 7 we have data here. Below that, there is the total, and then close the bracket and press enter. So, the earning from the curtain that we have is 770 rupees. After that, the next formula we are going to learn is SUMIF if you want to use SUMIF. The first formula was sum, in which you want to find out the total. Now let's talk about this one. In this, there are conditions, such as if something is greater than this, or equal to this, or less than this. So these are the conditions. Keeping those conditions in mind, if you want to sum this, then here you type equals to, and then after that you type SUMIF if you want to add up accordingly. You will start the bracket here, and from where do you want to sum? In C2, the values are written, so from C2, use shift plus colon to select up to C9. After that, we apply the condition here, so you need to put an inverted comma here, and then with shift enter the greater than sign. Here we say greater than or equal to 100. So only those values will be summed that are greater than or equal to 100. The rest of the values, those less than 100, should not be included in your sum. So what did we do? Here, put an inverted comma, close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, so now we have the sum of only those values that are equal to or greater than 100. If we type 50 here, then those values will not be included in the sum. I type 50 here and those values are not being summed. Now after this, the next formula we are going to learn is formula number 13. SUMIF less than. What we want to do is sum all those values that are equal to 100 and less than 100. So for this, what we need to do is click here. After clicking, we will type equal to, and then we will type here. Start with SUMIF, and after that, you need to type here C2, then shift, colon, and C, and select here. The data goes up to 99 here. Then after that, you need to type comma here, then less than or equal to what? To 100, comma, close, and then close the bracket. Now, as soon as we press enter here, what result do we get? Here, for 200, we have 100 accumulated here and 100 here. So the total job comes to 200. If instead of typing the first 300 here, I enter it here, then the job will be included in this as well. 250 because this is less than 100. If we type 150 for the first here, the job will be included in this, meaning only those values are being counted which are equal to or less than 100. And the next formula we are going to learn is the SUMIFS formula. What does the SUMIFS formula do? It allows you to sum up data based on any one category. For example, suppose that I want that since I have these computer courses, all the fees that are coming under office should be summed up and the rest should not be included. So what do we need to do for this? Here we click and add the formula in which I typed equals to. Here, after writing SUMIFS, what we did is start the bracket. If you want to use sum, this is the amount we have which we want to sum up. Then here you have to put a comma, and after that you have to select the category. You have to specify the range from which you want to sum up. We are saying that we want to sum these values and we want to sum them from this set. So which ones do you want to sum from this set? Here we will type a comma. After typing the comma, here we have to write the category. That is, we can also click on it here if we want. Click here where you want the total for the first office type, the total for the two graphics of the graphics type, and then the total for the JAL type center JAL. Here we click above, then close the bracket and press enter. See, the answer here is coming out as 0 because nothing is written here. Now, for example, if I type CAD, you can see the total for CAD is coming out as 3000. If I type office here, then the total for office is coming out as 4100. If I type here, for example, JALPAC, the total we have is 3000. If we type here, for example, graphics, the total is 5000. So you can see that for graphic, we have 2500, and 5000 coming up here. So isn't this an amazing formula? It can make your work so much easier. After that, at number 15, what we're going to learn now is sum product. Sum product. What this formula does is you don't need to multiply the values separately. You can directly find out the total of all of them. For example, see, if we want to find the total of all these, like here I wrote total. So for this, what we have to do is, first of all, you come here in this, type equals to, and then you have to multiply rate with quantity. And the entries, for example, here it comes out to 1800. Then after this, we find their total like this by multiplying the quantity with the rate. And now to find the total, we type equals to sum here, open the bracket, and then select all of these here. Close the bracket and press enter. The answer is coming out to be 34,990 rupees. So we want that we don't have to do all these steps. So for that, what we do is, after typing equals to, we type sum product here, sum product. But as soon as we type sum pro, it appears below in blue text. Use the tab key and your formula will be added. First, you have to select the rate, then you have to put a comma, and after that, you have to select the quantity. Then you have to put a comma here, and after that, as soon as you press enter, see, the exact same result appears for us. You won't need to do all this manually. So if you want that multiplication doesn't happen and instead it directly does the sum product automatically, then by using this formula here, you can make your work even easier. After that, at number 16, what we're going to learn is the subtotal. You have to use the subtotal formula here. Subtotal. What does the formula do for you? Then, when you apply a filter, it shows you the total only for the category you select within the filter. For example, suppose I selected all these cells here. After selecting, we click here, then click on data, and after clicking on data, we click on filter. From here, we need to select the filter. For example, if I select JALP here, I want the total for JALP to appear when I click on it. When we click on CAD here, the total for CAD should appear, and when you click on select all, the total for everything should appear. So first, you need to apply the filter. After applying the filter, we will add the formula here. For example, I typed equals to and then wrote subtotal. As soon as we type subtotal, the formula appears below in blue. Use the tab key and then what do you want to do? As soon as I use the tab key, a list opened up in front of you. Here, you need to select number 9, which is sum. You can also do minimum if you want. There are many formulas here like maximum, count, etc. For now, let's click on sum, and after clicking on sum, you should use the tab key, or you can also type 9, and your sum will be selected. Then you need to type the cell number here. After typing the cell number, you have to give it a range, the range you want to add up. Then close the bracket and press enter. Now see here, it shows 15,100 as the answer. Now look at the beauty of this formula. When you click on courses here and I click on CAD, only the total for CAD appears here. 1500 plus 1500, 3000. When you click here and then click on JALP, only the total for JALP appears. When you click here and then click on Office, the total for Office appears here. And if we click on Select All, you can see that the total here is 15,100. So using this method, first you have to apply the filter, and after filtering, whatever data you filter, only its total will be shown here. Now the formula we are going to learn at number 17 is count. Suppose you want to count those values that are, let's say, greater than 100, greater than 1,000, or less than 1,000. For example, here we added the formula equals to, and then you type counter. After typing counter, open the bracket, then A2 colon, up to where you want, say up to 7. Then after that, comma, invite, comma, the value should be greater than or equal to 1,000, and invite, comma, close the bracket. As soon as we press enter, you can see here the total we have. Look here, there are 5 values, and here you can see we have 8. And now you can see that the total values here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. So in total, we have one value less than 1,000, and the remaining 5 values are either equal to or greater than 1,000. So it has shown us the count here. Moving forward, let's talk about formula number 18, and next we are going to learn about count less than. Suppose we want to find out, regardless of how much data we have, even if it's in the thousands, how many values are there that are less than or equal to 1,000. For that, we write equals to, and here we need to type COUNTIF. After that, we select the range from A2 to A7, then add a comma, then in quotes we write less than or equal to, and then type 1,000, close the quotes and close the bracket. As soon as we press enter, you can see there are 2 values that are equal to or less than 1,000, 100 and 1,000. So we have 2 values. Next, the function we are going to learn is the count function. What does the count function do? It counts only those cells in your selected range where you have written something, whether it's a number, text, comma, space, or anything else. It will count only those cells where something has been written. The count function only counts cells that contain numbers. It does not count text. But this function, counta, counts any kind of data written in the cell regardless of its type. For example, suppose I apply this formula here. So we write equals to and then type counta. After typing counta, you open the bracket, then select all the cells and close the bracket. After that, as soon as you press enter, the answer here is 0. This means that nothing has been written in any of the cells. Now, suppose we type 1 here, you can see that 1 is counted. After that, if we enter a space here, you can see the space is also counted. Then, if we put a star here, you can see the star is counted as well. That means whatever you write, like if I write Falcon here, you can see that is also counted. So, in 4 cells, something has definitely been written. This is what the counter function does. Now, at number 20, the formula we are going to learn is the counts formula. What does the counts formula do? We are going to learn about this now. For example, I have some data here, and I want to find out within office management how many offices are there, and then within that how many males and how many females we have. So how do you apply this formula? First, you have to write equals to, then you will write COUNTIF, or you can write it here as well. Let me delete this. Equals to, and then count, so here you need to add S to it. And first you have to provide this range so that it searches within this range, comma. Then in quotes, whom do you want to search for? Female. Here we type female, and then after that, again in quotes, close, and then comma. After that, the second range we have is this one. Search for female within this range. And keeping this range in mind, you need to type comma, then in quotes, and specify in which course you want to search for how many females there are. In the office, then you close the quotes, and after that, you need to close the bracket and press enter. So we can see here that the number of females we have is 2. You can see here that in office management, we have only 2 females. One is Sajda and the other is Sarah. So there are only 2 females. If we add here, press F2, and after pressing F, we type male here and press enter. Then we see that in office management, we have only 1 male. You can see here that Ali is showing up. He is from office management, and all the others we have in office management are female. So by using this formula, you can count any item or any name from a double criteria area here. And the next formula we are going to learn is rand between, that is rand. What the between formula does is that it randomly generates a number between 2 numbers. For example, suppose I have a result here, and I want all the students here to be given marks between 40 and 90. So what we need to do for this is select all these cells here, like the subjects we have, math, English, bio, Mr. Physics. We'll select all these cells. After that, you have to write an equal sign, and here you'll type rand between. You have to type rand between. As soon as we write rand between, you'll see the formula appear in blue below. You should use the tab key here. After that, we'll type 40, 90. Once you type 40, 90, you'll close the bracket. Now you don't have to press enter here. Instead, you have to do this. Press Ctrl and then enter. When you press Ctrl and enter, numbers will be generated in all your selected cells. If you press enter, you'll see that all the numbers have now been generated here. None of your numbers are less than 40, and none of the numbers for any subject are above 90. In this way, you can use this formula. After that, the next formula we have here is auto serial number. The formula I have at number 22 is auto serial number. You can see we have data written here, and whenever I type a number here, an automatic serial number should appear here. For example, I've written Jan here, and as soon as I type Amesh here, when I write the name Amesh, serial number 2 should appear here. So what we need to do for this is first click here. After clicking, we'll write an equal sign, then start a bracket, and here we need to type F blank. If it's empty, which cell do we have? B3, meaning the cell below John. This is B1, this is B2, and B3 is the one below. If B3 is empty, then close the bracket, then type a comma, then double quotes, then give 1 space from your keyboard. Remember this. Comma, double quotes, and give 1 space from your keyboard, then double quotes again, and after that, type a comma. So this is how our formula is constructed. If B3 is empty, then the computer should also leave A3 empty. If there is no name written in B3, then no name should be written in A3 either. If you enter any name in B3, for example, if I type Amesh here, then in A3, the corresponding name's roll number, its serial number, number 2 should be added. So what do we need to do here? If, for instance, something is written in B3, then add 1 to A2. That is, add 1 to what is already written in A2. After that, when 1 is added to 1, you close the bracket and press enter. See, if there is nothing here, then nothing appears here either. But if I type Amesh here, you can see that the number appears automatically. In the same way, we can drag this downwards like this. Now, if we type Javed, Umar, Rashid, or any other name here, you can see that the roll number appears automatically. So this is how you can apply auto serial numbers. After that, the next formula we are going to learn is the if function. You use the if function when you don't know the result, meaning you want to apply conditions there, such as if something is less than or greater than something else, then show this result. So how do you apply the formula? For example, I already have a result card made here, and I want to apply a condition. If the students' marks are 250 or 200 plus, then they should be marked as pass. If their marks are less than 200, then they should be marked as fail. So how do we apply this formula? You have to write equals here, then type if, open the bracket, and then here, what do we need to do? Let's say the obtained marks are in G2, so you will write G2 here. Greater than or equal to, let's suppose we set it at 300, or we can do 250. But let's do 300. After that, comma, then in inverted commas, if it is greater than or equal to 300, then mark it as pass in inverted commas, close the inverted commas, comma, otherwise in inverted commas, mark it as fail, open and close the inverted commas, then close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, you will see that this student is marked as pass. Now, as you drag this downwards, you will see that those who have less than 300 marks are fail, and those who have 300 or more are pass. So this was formula number 23. After that, the next formula we are going to learn is for percentage. To calculate the percentage, what do we need to do? First, see, we will write the data like this and click in this cell. Then type equals. Here first we will click on obtained marks, that is G2. What you need to do here is, as you can see, the obtained marks are in the G column, so I selected G2 here, then multiply it by 100 and then divide it by the total marks. The total marks we have are 500 and the value written here is in H2. So you have to type H2 here. After that, as soon as we press enter, we get 63% marks. And as we drag this downwards, you can see that the percentage for everyone is shown here. In this way, we can find the percentage. And next, the formula we are going to study is for grades. Here, we have to determine the grades of the students. How we have created the grades. This is formula number 25. Here, we type equals 2. And after that, keeping the percentage in mind, we have to calculate the grade here. For example, we open this bracket and say that the percentage is coming in J2. Your column could be different. It could be column G, LB, MB, or even O. So you need to see in which cell your percentage is appearing, the cell for which you want to determine the grade. Here, the percentage is coming in J2, and then we say if the grade is greater than or equal to what? We say, if it is 90, then comma, open inverted comma, the answer should be A plus grade, close inverted comma, close bracket, and comma, close bracket. Now this formula will be repeated again and again. Only the grade and percentage will change. The rest of the formula will remain exactly the same. So type here open bracket, if J2 grade is greater than or equal to 80%, then comma, open inverted comma, the answer should be A grade, close inverted comma, end comma, close bracket. Then type open bracket, we say if the value written in J2 grade is greater than or equal to 70, then comma, open inverted comma, the answer should be B plus grade, close inverted comma, end comma, close bracket. Now see, one way to check the formula is that whenever you apply a formula and if your target cell, that is the percentage cell J2, is showing up in only one color, it means your formula is correct. And if the color of the brackets you are opening is changing, then it also means your formula is correct. But if everything is appearing in black color, it means your formula is not correct. So this is also a way to identify if you are typing a long formula. In this way, you can check the formula. As you can see, J2, J2, J2 is appearing in blue color. And if you look at the other brackets, their colors are changing. So from here, it means my formula is being applied correctly. And when everything starts appearing in black, it means there is some mistake somewhere in the formula. Anyway, let's move ahead. Open bracket, and after that, we type here. If the value written in J2 grade is greater than or equal to, here we say K, then comma, open inverted comma, and here we will type B grade, close inverted comma, close and comma, and close bracket as well. Open this bracket. If the value written in J2 is greater than or equal to 50, then here you will type comma, open inverted comma, C grade, and after that, and close inverted comma, close and comma, and close bracket as well. If bracket open and we say that the value written in J2, suppose the grade is greater than or equal to 40, then comma, open inverted comma, what should come here is D grade, close inverted comma, close, close. If, again, bracket open, and the value written in J2 is greater than or equal to 33, then comma, open inverted comma, what should come here is E grade, close inverted comma, close comma, close. If, again, bracket open, if the value written in JA2 is less than 33, then comma, open inverted comma, the answer should be F grade, meaning fail, close inverted comma, and close comma, close. Now see how many brackets you have open here. You can count them. For example, look, J2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 brackets have been opened. You have to close all 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now notice the color of all the brackets here is different, and as soon as we press enter, you can see that the formula has been applied here. If there had been even a single mistake in a comma, the formula would not have worked. Now, if we click here and drag it downwards, you can see that all the grades are now displayed here. So this was formula number 25. Let's move forward. Next, we will talk about the next formula that I have. This is an amazing formula for dates, where if you want to find out the gap in years between one year that we have and the current year, you need to use the dative formula. So this is what we are about to create. In this section, we are going to study the age calculator and all these formulas step by step. So in formula number 26, we are talking about date years, how you can find out the number of years. For example, suppose we have a date of birth here, and from this date of birth, we want to find out up to today's date how many years have passed between 1997 and 2021. For this, we will write equals to and then type dative here. And then after that, here you have to give the cell range where your date of birth is written. For example, if your date of birth is written here in B1, then you have to write B1 here. Select the year of the date of birth. After that, type a comma and then type today. To find out today's date, the current date, the formula is open bracket, close bracket. Now after that, you have to type a comma, then invite com, and what you want to find out, for example, years, you will write that, and then after that, invite comma close and bracket close. And after that, as soon as you press enter, see here, from the date of birth up to today's date, there is a gap of 24 years. So the difference we have here is 24 years. So this was formula number 26. Now after that, the next formula we're going to learn is about finding out the months. If you have the date of birth here and you want to know, as of today, how many years and how many months old you are, then what do we need to do for this? We'll type equals, then after that, you have to write dative and open the bracket, and from here, we have to click on DOB, that is, date of birth, which we've written in B1. Type a comma, then write today, then open and close the bracket, type a comma, put quotation marks and write YM, which means years and months. Close the quotation marks and the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, it will show 24 years and 8 months, a gap of 24 years and 8 months. And formula number 28, that is, now we're going to talk about days. How many years, months and days have passed from your date of birth till today? So here you have to type equals and then the same formula, type dative, open the bracket, and after that click on the date of birth, that is B1, type a comma, then type today, open and close the bracket, comma, and then here we'll write in quotation marks MD, meaning months of days. So here you have to close the quotation marks and the bracket, and as soon as we press enter, you'll see here it shows 24 years, 9 months and 0 days. So if we change the date here, the first date, the date, I changed it here, so I'm typing here June 2nd, 1998, and as soon as I press enter, the answer comes up, 23 years, 9 months and 4 days. The next formula we're going to learn is for total days, how we convert years into days. For example, if we have 23 years or we found out that it's 20 years, 23 years, then how many days do 20 or 23 years make in total? So this will be formula number 29. For this, what I have to do is type equals to here and then write convert. As soon as you start typing convert, you'll see the formula appear below in blue. You need to use the keyboard to type it and the formula will show up and be added here. After that, you have to click on years. That is, you want to find out how many days are in 23 years. Click here, and as soon as you do, the cell address will automatically be added here, meaning B2. Years is written in B2. Then, as soon as you type a comma, a list will open up in front of you. What is B2? First, we have to tell the computer what we want to convert. What is B2? B2 is years. So while pressing down, scroll down and select years from the list. See, here it is. Now that you've selected it, it's also highlighted. You need to add this to your cell. How do you add it? Use the tab key on your keyboard, or you can also write comma, invite, comma, wire, invite, as it appears on the screen. Then type a comma. After typing the comma, what do you want to convert it into? Into days. So after typing the comma, another list will open for you to select what to convert into. Which one is it? day. So use the tab key here. This is how you apply the convert formula, just as you see on the screen. You can also write it out manually, then close the bracket and press enter. Now you'll find out that there are 8,400 days in 23 years. And now, if you want to convert 8,400 days into hours, we'll learn the formula for hours next. The next formula we'll learn is how many total hours are in 8,400 days. We're going to learn another convert formula, formula number 30. For this, what do we have to do? Click on the cell where you want to convert days into hours. For this, write equals to, then type convert, and after that, see, it's highlighted below. Use the tab key. Then in total days you have to click, meaning the days you've added, that is B5. Click here and B5 will automatically appear as the cell address. Type a comma, and as soon as you type the comma, a list will open. We have to tell the computer what this B is. Are they days, years, months, hours? In my case, they are days. As you press down and scroll down, you'll see that day appears here. After that, you need to use the tab key. See, the formula has now been added here. Then here, type comma to specify what you want to convert your days into. Inside hours, select hour and then use the tab key. Then close the bracket and press enter. So, we have successfully told the computer exactly how many hours are contained within these specific days. Now, if we want to convert these calculated hours into minutes, the next formula we are going to use for this conversion process is formula number 3. In this section, we will discuss the easiest way to find out the total minutes. If you want to convert your hours into minutes in less than 2 minutes, follow this. First, type equals to, then type the word convert, open your parenthesis, and then simply use the tab key to proceed. After that, you need to click on hours, and then type a comma here and tell the computer that what we have are hours. Press the down arrow, then scroll down here, select hours and use the tab key. This formula will be added, and then type a comma and select what you want to convert it into. Here, you need to select minutes. While pressing the down arrow, use the tab key, close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, the computer will show you how many minutes there are. Now see here, the complete minutes are not being displayed, the numbers are not showing. It says 1.2 times 10 to the power of 9, which means there is not enough space in the cell to display all the numbers. Either you double click here to autofit the contents or manually increase the width so that all the numbers are visible. That was formula number 31. In formula number 32, we are going to learn that if, for example, you have this many minutes here, how many seconds would that be? So if you want to convert minutes into seconds, how do you do it? You need to type equals to, then use the convert function, and after that select the cell where you have typed the minutes, that is B7. As soon as you click here, B7 will be selected automatically, type a comma, and then a list will open in front of you. You have to tell the computer what is in B7. So what do we have in B7? We have minutes here. By pressing down, come down to minute and use the tab key so that minute gets added there. That means we want to convert the minutes written in B7, comma, into what? Into seconds. And you have to use the tab key. Close the bracket and press enter, and you will see that seconds have now been added here. In this way, you can prepare a calculator. And next, the formula we are going to study is VLOOKUP. First of all, we will talk about simple VLOOKUP, how you have to use simple VLOOKUP and what VLOOKUP is about. First, let me tell you what VLOOKUP does. What is the function of VLOOKUP? If you have a lot of data in the thousands or even millions and you want to extract the data for any one number, one name or one ID card number from that database, you can use VLOOKUP for that. For example, here I have a result card, and if I type anyone's name here, their result will be displayed here. So the very first formula we will apply is the simple VLOOKUP. If you understand the simple VLOOKUP, then you will also easily understand the VLOOKUP plus column formula. So first we type here, for example, I have typed Jane here. Now I want to find out Jane's data. Suppose I have around 8,000 to 10,000 students here, and among them, one student is Jane. Jane comes to me and says, "Sir, my name is Jane, and I want to know my result. My roll number is this, or my ID card number is this, or my serial number is this." So as soon as we type his number, his data should show up for us. For this, we use VLOOKUP. So what you have to do is, first we will type here equals to, and then type VLOOKUP. As soon as you write VLOOKUP, the formula appears below. Use the tab key, and then comes the lookup value. Which value do you want to look up? Here we want to look up the name. You have to click on this and press F4 from the keyboard. We press F4 so that this cell gets locked and we can search only the data written in this cell. Type a comma, and then you have to give the range. What is the range in which you want to search for Jane? So, this is our range. Select the entire table, however big it is. Press F4 from the keyboard so that the data is found only within this selection. After that, type a comma, then you have to give the column number. Of which column's data do you want to search? For example, this is the name column, which will be 1. This math column will be 2, then 3, then 4, then 7, 9, 11. There are 11 columns. So, the data from column 1 is already available to us. If we want to search the data written in column 1, which column do we want to search in? In number 2. After that, type a comma. Then you have to do an exact match. For exact match, we type 0 here and then close the bracket. As soon as you press enter, see, the number for Jane showing here in math is 85. Now look, Nadim's number is 57. If I type Nazar here, Nazar's number is 43. If I type Rashi, Rashi's number is 37. In the same way, if we want the rest of the data to show up as well, you have to drag this to the side. Then double click here and change the column number. Because column number 1 was this is 2, and this English column is number 3. Type 3 and press enter. See, in the same way, we can drag this, and after dragging, keep double clicking here and keep changing the column number. Here instead of 3, type 4. Then come here, press F2 and type 5. Press enter. Then move ahead, press F2. F2 is used to edit the formula. After 5, type 6 here. Then after pressing F2, after 6, make the column number 7. Then after pressing F2, after 7, make it 8. Then after pressing F2, after 8, make it 9. Then after pressing F2, after 9, make it 10. Then after pressing F2, after 10, make it 11. Now, if you want to show anyone's data here, for example, if we have Jane, type Jane and press enter, and see, all of Jane's data is shown. If we type Amesh here, all of Amesh's data is shown here. If we type Nadim here, all of Nadim's data is shown here. So in this way, by using the VLOOKUP formula here, you can extract your data. This was our formula number T3, and next, the formula we are going to learn is how to apply VLOOKUP with columns. With columns, as you just saw, we added the column numbers here. When we add the column number, the data is shown. Otherwise, it isn't. Now, we want that every time. We don't have to go into each cell and enter the column number. For that, we will apply a formula. VLOOKUP with columns. So here, I typed Jane first, and then here, I type equals to. And after that, you write VLOOKUP. Then, what is the lookup value? It's this one here. Press F4, type a comma, and then you have to give the range. Select all the data you have and press F4 from the keyboard. Then type a comma, and here you have to write the formula. Which formula will you write? Column. So see here, column 1 is the column, and in the second column we have to add S. And after that, what do we have to do here? Now see, the data for name is coming in this. Whose data do you want to find out? For math and also for English, we have to select B1 and C1 here. And remember, you have to select B1 using your mouse. Select it like this with the mouse. Press F4 from the keyboard. You only need to lock B1, not C1, because when we drag it later, the rest of the data should also be shown. So close the bracket here, and after that, you need to do an exact match. Type a comma, type 0, close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, you'll see the result is now displayed here. After that, you don't need to press F2, just drag it like this, and the data will be shown here. Now type anyone's name. For example, I typed Nadim's name here, or I typed Amesh's name here, or I typed Bhavesh here, and the data is being displayed accordingly. So this was our formula number 34. Next, the formula we are going to study is HLOOKUP. What is VLOOKUP? It is used for vertical data search. In HLOOKUP, what happens is horizontal data search. For HLOOKUP, I have written the data here in front of you. Now what we want is to find out the English marks here for whom? For Jahad. So the marks of jihad in English are being shown here in cell C3. So how do we type the formula for this? First we will write equals to, and then here we will write lookup. Now as soon as we write HLOOKUP and use the tab key, this formula will be added here. And then what do you want to look up? Here you want to look up English, so you will type English. After that, you need to give it a range, and this is the range we have here. After that, type a comma here, then we need to enter the row number. So, which row number do we have here? Here, it's 1, 2, and 3, so we will type 3. Type a comma, and then type 0 for an exact match and close the bracket. As soon as we press enter, you can see here that the English marks for Zahar are 65. If we type bio here, as I type bio here, you can see that the marks for bio are 52. Similarly, suppose we want to find out Deepak's marks, then we will click here inside the formula where we have added the formula. Double click here or press F2 and the formula will be displayed here. After that, we select it. After selecting here, Deepak is at number 7, and then we see that his marks in bio are 45. As we typed 7 and pressed enter, 45 appears here in the cell. If we want to find out the marks for English here, the marks for English are 56, and as soon as we type English here and press enter, 56 appears for us. So, in this way, you can also apply the horizontal formula. Next, the formula we have is the index formula. Now, how do you apply the index formula here? What the index formula does is, as soon as you enter a number or a serial number, it will display the item or value at that position. For example, if I type 1 here, then at 1, RAM appears here. That is, I have given this selection as well. Now, for example, if we come to LCD, look here, what will the position be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, as soon as we type 6 here, you can see that LCD is being displayed there. To apply the index formula, first create a table like this, and after that, what you need to do is write the formula here where RAM is written. We delete this, and after deleting, we write equals to, then you have to type index. As soon as we type index, you can see it appears in the list below. Use the tab key. After that, you need to provide the array where all your items or values are written. Select all of them. After selecting, type a comma, and then you need to give the serial number here, like this number, and its value should be returned. So for that, what will we do? Here, G2, that is in G2, we have to type the serial number, and after that, the value will be returned there. For example, as soon as you press enter, at number 1, RAM appears here, and at number 5, what appears? Speaker appears. At number 4, what will it be? Printer. And by adding, you can display the value or item. So this was our formula number 36. What the match function does is, as soon as you write the item name, it will show you its position, meaning it will display which position it is at, just like you can see here. We want to display the position from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as soon as we type DVD, the DVD appears at number 5. For example, when we type DVD here and press enter, the number 5 position is shown here. Now, how do we apply the formula? For that, what we will do first is write here. First of all, here we need to type the item whose position we want to display here. For example, you can see that the keyboard is at number 1 and at number 2 is the mouse. So here we type mouse, and after typing mouse, in this place we need to write the formula. Type and then use the match function. After that, select the item you want to match. Then comma. What do you want to match it with? Here, we have these items listed. Then type another comma, and after that, type 0 for an exact match. Close the bracket and press enter. So, as you can see, the position of mouse is 2. After that, if we type RAM here, the position of RAM is 3. If we type printer, the position of printer is 6. In this way, by applying this formula here, you can display the position. This was formula number 37. And next, the formula we are going to study is the round function. As you can see here, the formula I have applied here, the number you have is 455.456. But we want the number after the decimal point to appear in 1, 2, or 3 figures, however many figures we want in the decimal places. For this, what we have to do is apply a formula here. In this, type equals to and then type round. After that, you have to give the cell reference here, select the cell that you want to round. Then after that, put a comma. After the comma, specify how many decimal places you want to round to, for example 1. Then close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, you will see 455.5. And as soon as we drag this down, it will show accordingly for the rest as well. Now see, the values that were appearing after the decimal point here included 4, 3, and so on. But here you can see it's showing 1, 1. So in this way, you can manage your data using the round function. After that, the very next function we have to look at is number. That is, if you take a close look right here, the specific formula we have for is number is 39. So what exactly does the is number function do? It simply finds your numbers, carefully calculates your numbers, and is then applied directly to your numbers to give you the result. Now see, suppose I type here is number. So you see, here only 6 and 7 numbers are being auto-summed. Although above, you can also see 54, 40, 7 and 45, 5 and these as well, but they are not being summed. As soon as you press enter, only these two values are being summed. But why aren't the other values being summed? Look, when we click here, what do we have here? Is this a number? So what is this? This is text. You see, I pasted it here from outside. So this means this is text, not a number. So similarly, if you want to find out which ones are numbers and which ones are text among these, the formula we need to apply is is number. So how do you apply the is number formula? First, let's delete this. We want to know how many numbers and how many texts are there, which ones are numbers and which ones are not. Type maman, then is number. Then open the bracket, select all these cells, then close the bracket and press enter. Now see, we have true and false here. Now, as we drag this down, you can see the values we get. These two, what are they? They are false, meaning they are not numbers. What are they? They are text. Because you see, I had pasted something here or copied data from somewhere that was in text format, meaning these are not numbers. So this was the is number formula, number 39. And the next formula we are going to learn is text. Just like with is number, you found out which ones are numbers here. Similarly, by using the is text formula, you can see which ones here are text. So what do we need to do for this? First, we click here, type maabras, and then type is text. After that, you need to provide the range, like these values here. We want to find out which of these are text. Then, close the bracket and press enter. Now see, it shows false, meaning this is not text. Now, as we drag this down, you can see here it says true, which means these two values here are text, because I have saved them with an apostrophe or in text format. That's why these are text and the rest are numbers. And after that, the next formula we are going to study is odd rows. In this odd rows formula, what happens is that you want the color to be automatically filled in every other row. For this, what we need to do first is select all those rows in which we want to fill the color. That means here, click on all the cells like this to make your selection here. Then after that, you need to go to home, and after clicking on home, we will go to conditional formatting and then click on highlight rules, and after that, click on more rules. After that, you need to click on use a formula to determine, and then you have to type the formula here is equal to, and then type is, and then start a bracket, and here write row. Remember, you will write row without adding anything to it, then start and close the bracket. After that, you need to close the bracket, and then if you want to format it, click on format, go to fill, and then choose the color here. Click OK, then click OK again, and you will see that after one row, the next row is filled with color. So this was our formula number 40, odd rows. After this, the next formula we are going to study is, this is about odd columns, where you want to fill color in columns. After one column, you want the next column to be filled with color. So first, select all these columns by clicking on A, B, C, D, and so on. Now, if you want the color to be filled in every other column, what you need to do is go to conditional formatting again, then go to highlight rules, then click on more rules, click on use a formula, and here you need to type IS, then start a bracket, and then type column, start and close the bracket, then close the bracket again. After that, if you want to format it, you can give it a simple color here, or if you want, by clicking on fill effects, you can match two colors as well. For example, I have selected a red and yellow color scheme here, then I clicked OK, and after that we click OK again, and as soon as you do that, you will see that after one column, the next column is automatically filled with color. So in this way, you can also apply color here. This was our formula number 41. After that, the next formula is formula number 42, in which we will talk about uppercase. Sometimes you write data here and later realize that it should have been typed in capital letters, not small letters. It should have been in uppercase. So for that, what you need to do is type equals, then type upper, then use the tab key and start a bracket. After that, click on the cell where you have written the data that you want to convert from lowercase to uppercase. For example, here I have data written in B2, so we click on B2. Then close the bracket and press enter. So as you can see, the word falcon written in B2 in small letters has now been converted to capital letters. As you drag downwards, the data written in the left cell will be converted to uppercase in the right cell. So this was our formula number 42. The next formula we are going to study is the lower formula, where you want to convert capital letters to small letters. For example, you wrote a word in capital letters and later realized that you want to write it in small letters, just like uppercase to lowercase. So type equals, then type lower, use the tab key, then click on Falcon or A1 or A2 wherever you have written the data, then close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, you will see your data has been converted from uppercase to lowercase. After that, the next formula we are going to study is the array function and the use of the array function. Today we are going to learn how to use the array function to display results. The array function is an amazing function and it enhances your formulas, making us more powerful. For example, here I have a table in which I have written prices and units. If I want to multiply them here, that is, we have a RAM price of 1500 rupees, and if we purchase 3 RAMs, we can show the total here. We will have to calculate the total of the fees separately here, but we want this price that we have to be automatically multiplied, and after multiplying, the total should also appear. That will be done through a function. Now see, if we do it manually, we will write equals to like this. Then after that, you have to click here, multiply this with this, and press enter. Then, after clicking here, we drag it downwards, and then we find out the total. So in the array function, what we have to do is click here on the total, type equals to, then type sum. After typing sum, you have to select these prices and multiply them with the units. Now what will happen is that 1500 will be multiplied by 3, 350 will be multiplied by 5, 202,170 will be multiplied by 6, and after that, normally if we just press enter, the answer will not appear here. What we have to do here is use Ctrl plus Shift plus enter or Shift plus Ctrl plus enter. Only then will you get the correct answer here. The correct total will appear. So from your keyboard, press Ctrl, press Shift, and as you press enter, the answer that appears here is 75,650 rupees. That means what just happened is that 1500 was multiplied by 3, then 350 was multiplied by 5. So the total we are getting for all of these is 75,650 rupees. In this way, by using each function, we can make our work even easier. And this was formula number 44. The next function we are going to learn about is the text function, how you should use the text function. And the text function works like this. For example, if you have a date, let's say we have August 25th, 1999 written here, and now you want to separate the date, the month, and the year individually. After that, you want to know which day of the week August 25th, 1999 was. All of this can be done easily using the text function. So, how do you do it? First, we will type the formula here, equals, then type text. As soon as we type text, it gets highlighted below. Use the tab key and then click on the cell where your date is written. It could be a date of birth or any other date. Select it, then type a comma, then an inverted comma, and then type double D. After typing double D, close the inverted comma, close the bracket, and press enter. Now only the date part 25 will be shown here and no other data will be displayed. Now if we want to display the month, what do we need to do? Type equals, then type text, then use the tab key, then click on the date, type a comma, then an inverted comma, and type mm. What will happen with this is that from the date you type, you can extract the month here. If you want to separate the year, what do you need to do? Here, type equals and text, use the tab key, then click on the date, type a comma, then in inverted commas, type Y, close the inverted comma and close the bracket. This will give you the year here. So in this way, we have found out the date, the month, and the year. Now, if you want to know which day of the week August 25th, 1999 was, what do you need to do? Type equals, then type text, use the tab key, then click on the date of birth or the date, type a comma, then in inverted commas, type 3 Ds, and after pressing enter, the day will be displayed. Here it was Wednesday. Now, whenever you change any date here, the results will be shown accordingly. For example, if I type today's date here, let's say I type November 6, 2021, then you can see here it shows the 6th date, the 11th month, 2021, and Saturday. So in this way, you can display the day, month, year, and the updated date here. Through the text function, this was formula number 46, and now we are going to study the next formula, which is about date value, formula number 46. So in this, we will talk about what to do if, for example, you have some data, some dates that you have added which are in text format, or you have copied them from somewhere but they are still in text format and you want to convert them into date format, you want to bring them into date value. There is no better function than this for that purpose. For example, you can see here the value I have saved here is in text format. If we want to convert it into a date, the easiest solution is to simply type equals, then select date value here, use the tab key, that is write the date value function here. After that, give the cell reference, then close the bracket and press enter. So with just this, it will be saved here in date format. Similarly, if we want to correct it here in the sheet, what did we do? We typed equals, then wrote date value, then gave the cell reference, closed the bracket and pressed enter. So as you can see, the date that was in text format has now been converted to date value. So this was formula number 46. Now in formula number 47, we are going to learn about year month. What does the year month function do? For example, suppose we have this starting date and we want to add 5 months to this date. What will the resulting date be? Or if we want to manage 4 months within this date, what will the resulting date be? For this, which function do we need to use? Here, year month. So let's delete this, and then I need to type the function equals. Then as soon as I type eom, you can see it gets highlighted below. Use the tab key and your function will be added here. Now we need to click on the start date, then type a comma, and if for example we add 5 months here, then close the bracket. The date after 5 months will be October 31st, 2021. If we add 8 months here, then this will be the resulting date. If we add 12 months, then this will be the resulting date. If we add 3 months, then this will be the resulting date. Similarly, if we want to manage this date, the formula will remain the same, and here we just need to type manage. If we manage it, then this will be the resulting date. So using this function, you can find out future dates, or by managing 34 or 56 months in a previous date, you can find out the resulting date. So this was the year month function, and the next formula we are going to learn is 48 is the day function. So we just learned through the text function how, by using the text formula, you can extract the day from it. If you only want to extract the day, that is the date, and you don't want to use the text formula, but instead want to use this formula, then you type equals, then day, open bracket, and after that, here you give the reference number or the serial number you have, then close the bracket and press enter. So you'll see here that this is the 5th date, and as you drag it down, only the dates will appear in front of you. By using this formula, you can extract just the date, that is the days. After that, the next function we're going to learn is function number 49, and in this we'll talk about percentages. How to calculate percentages. For example, if you're running a business and you say that if you make this much sales in this business, we'll give you this percentage, or your profit is this percent. So how do you calculate the percentage? For example, we have Ali, and the business Ali did is 85,000. And here, the clients or salespersons we have, the percentage we're giving them, let's say, is 0.25, meaning we're giving them 25%. So how do we find out what percentage of 85,000 that is? You type equals, click on 85,000 and then multiply it by 0.25. What you have to do is multiply the total by 0.25, and as soon as you press enter, the percentage comes out to 21,250 rupees. If everyone's percentage is the same, you can drag it down and everyone's percentage will be calculated like this. This much business was done. This much profit was made. This person did this much. This much profit was made. This person did this much business. This much profit was made. This is how you can find out the percentage. After that, the next and last function we're going to learn is the if-error function, how to use the error function. As you can see on the screen, I have created a table in which I have included sales quantity, average sales price, and then I have used the error function here. Inside this, I have 25,000 and I want to divide it by 12. So, see, this is what appears. If there is a 0 here, then this will show up in the result. If you have any text with your numbers like 14,000, then this will show an error. Different types of errors keep appearing. So, what we want is that whenever there is any issue, either the cell should become blank or empty, or 0 should be written there. How do we use this function? That's what we're going to learn about. So, what do we have to do? First, we type if-error. You have to type equals, then type if-error. As soon as you type if-error, it appears in blue below. Use the tab key. Here, you have to divide A2 by B2, then type a comma. And after that, suppose whatever you are dividing by. If you have any data other than numbers, then only 0 will be shown there. As soon as you press enter, see the result has appeared here. Now, as we come down here and drag it, wherever there is an error, see here there is an error, so 0 appears. For this one, 0 appears, and for this one, 0 appears. If we use this without the if-error function, for example, you type equals 25,000 divided by 12 here and press enter, and then when you drag it down, you can see it shows the result, but it doesn't show an error here. So, by using the if-error function, wherever there is an error, 0 will be shown and you'll be able to tell that there is definitely some issue there. So this was our lecture for today in which I taught you the if-error formula. I hope these formulas will be useful for you and will make your work easier. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like it. We'll meet in the next lecture. Until then, goodbye.